Yoga. It seems to help with just about everything. Well, today Peter is talking with yoga instructor Jimmy Barkan and Dr. Delores Morgan about how using yoga can help you kick a drug habit.
First question that came to my mind, and this is true, how do a drug rehabilitation expert and a yoga instructor get together on a problem like this? What happened?
Well, it was interesting. I have a student who was Dr. Morgan's patient in the hospital, and she was first introduced to yoga at the drug rehabilitation program. And she found that it was the thing that she looked forward most to in the day, and she loved it. So after she got out of the hospital, she came to my class and has been doing yoga ever since.
Doctor, is this something that you use on a regular basis?
Well, for 9 years, I had a yoga instructor who came in twice a week and did yoga classes. The disease of addiction is considered to be a physical, mental, social, and spiritual illness. And I didn't know until I spoke with Jim that that's the approach that yoga uses. But it just seemed to me an opportunity for the patients to get in touch with their physical being and their spiritual being. And so we brought a yoga instructor in, and it just was an excellent experience for the patients.
Started out as giving the people in rehabilitation something to do and ended up as much more than that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you were mentioning the 4 different areas of addiction. Social being one, spiritual.
Right.
Okay. Now, can the yoga help the physical addiction? That's what the question is for me.
Well, it's interesting because when you start doing my class, you start doing yoga, first you get an awareness of the importance for your physical health and mental health, both. Mm-hmm. And when you start working hard on keeping your body healthy physically, then it's hard then to turn to drugs and alcohol, which is going to then damage your health.
Okay, now this is probably not putting it nicely, but when you start getting consumed by yoga, you can't be consumed by something else because there's not room for both of them. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The positive takes over the negative.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some specific exercises. We have a couple of people over here who everybody's getting used to by now. Mm-hmm. There are some specific exercises.
Sure, we
can
start doing a demonstration. People can do this at home with us again. This is called the awkward posture. Feet are apart 6 inches distance. Bring your arms up. So your hands are about shoulder width, shoulder height. And then just slowly bend your knees. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Working the legs, especially women always complaining about they have flabby thighs. We work inside the thighs by keeping the knees apart.
Now, this is not something specifically for drug rehabilitation. This is for anything.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Good health.
Good, exactly, physical health. The second part, you go on your toes, and you keep your spine straight, and this helps to also help the knees problems. It, again, helps the thighs. It strengthens your arms. See how strong your arms are? Look at those muscles. Amazing.
Okay. And gives you balance, too.
Right. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And then the third part, if people have knee problems, be very careful with this. In fact, Cheryl on the left is going to use her hands on the floor to show you how she can get down. And, well, we don't have the camera over there, but take it. That's it. See how you just use your hands to help you. Very careful. Squeeze your legs together, and again, your arms are working, the legs are working, and then come up, and we can go right into another posture as we talk.
Okay, let's talk about endorphins a little bit while this is going on.
Good point.
Now, endorphins, they're drugs basically released by the body when you exercise to the extreme. Okay, yoga is capable of releasing endorphins. It's that strenuous, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, doctor, the question is, do those endorphins help when you're trying to get somebody off of one of those chemical substances?
Well, of course, we believe that that is part of the reason for the physical activity in the treatment program, the yoga, other types of therapy that we use. And not only that, the whole idea of changing a person's way of living is a part of the therapy for addiction. It's not just stopping the drugs. You can hear addicts say, I stopped 20 times. But the idea is to change the lifestyle so that they don't go back to using the drugs again. And that's where I think putting yoga into their life really becomes another focus for them so that they don't have to go back and use the drugs. And they do yoga, any kind of physical activity like this does seem to stimulate the endorphins in the brain, and that in turn helps them to have a better attitude and helps them to have a better response to any kind of pain that they might be exposed to.
Jimmy, at your class, have you found people that have come in that you recognize as having a problem and seen that problem evaporate as they've gotten into yoga?
Yes, I won't say. Go ahead and quit drugs right now, stop, because it's, you know, the body has a tough time making the adjustment. But it can be a gradual release, and the yoga can then take, what happens is yoga starts to give you a control. Control also the physical, mental, and spiritual. Dr.
Peter,
Morgan was talking.
I was just going to say, I have a staff member at the hospital where I am, and I said I was going to be on the program today, and the person said to me, I do yoga every morning, and this is a recovering alcoholic female. She said, I do it every morning, and then I said, well, write down for me the things that it does for you. So she wrote down some of the physical. It helps her to get her lungs expanded more and feel better physically because of that, more lungs. It helps her to relax. Also helps her emotionally. She feels that it has really turned her whole life around in terms of her attitude being more positive. And this is just somebody I just talked to yesterday that is in, I didn't even know the person, but I can just look at this person and see the beautiful serenity and the beauty of this person. And yoga is a part of her life. Every morning she does it before she even comes to work.
Okay, well, we're running into all kinds of excuses to do yoga now.
One thing I wanted to say real quick before we have time.
Real quick.
The student that I have, it was Dr. Morgan's patient, said it was the high that she was always looking for in drugs, but never could find it.
Thank you both for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Julie?